teman-teman semuanya, ketemu lagi di acara Taman, Bincang Santai, Pariwisata bareng teman. Bersama saya Doni, Indonesia Country Manager untuk di Hotel School Australia. Kampus hotel manajemen tertua dan terbaik di Australia dengan kampus di Sydney, Melbourne, dan Brisbane. And as always, di setiap minggunya ada 2 kali kita ketemu di Taman. Kita bakal ngobrolin tentang pariwisata dan perhotelan and any topic related to that. Intinya adalah kita untuk menjaga semangat kita bahwa semoga meskipun pandemik sedang ada, semoga kita bisa jaga diri dan di saat nanti keadaan sudah membaik, kita bisa kembali lagi untuk melakukan aktivitas termasuk traveling ke manapun yang kita inginkan ya. Termasuk salah satunya berhubungan dengan topik hari ini tentang Singapura. Ya kan, jadi jujur pasti teman-teman sudah banyak yang sering melihat Singapura sebagai destinasi kita untuk kita short weekend atau segala macam, ya kan? And they are very unique and very great destination to be. Singapore, uniquely Singapore. I have my friend today, namanya Ashwinnie atau Ash, that's how I call her. Dia dari Singapura dan kita bakal ngobrol-ngobrol sedikit tentang keadaan Singapura sekarang and hopefully border tetap dibuka secepatnya dan kita bisa. Okay, guys, please welcome. We're waiting for Ashwinnie Pilai from Singapore. And hi, good afternoon, Ash. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Donnie. Good to see you. I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good in Singapore. How are you doing?
Everything is good here. Jakarta is still hot. I know
Okay.
that Singapore
It's
has
still
been a bit
hot.
quiet, and you had also a bit of flooding, yeah, last time, yeah, in
Yes.
Singapore, wasn't it?
A few weeks ago in the east, it's quite interesting because we never have floods like that. I think they call it a flash flood. But yeah, it was for a few hours where it was raining so much and this happened. So it was all over the news. But yeah, we're good now and it's hot again. So yeah.
It's hot again, as always.
Funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, teman-teman, this is Ashwinnie Pilai, right? That's how I should
Yes.
pronounce your name, right?
Yeah, you got it
Okay,
good.
so
Very
as
good.
we know each other, guys, when we were working at Disney World, Orlando,
Yes.
Florida, back in years ago. Uh, Ash is one of my dearest friend there. Kita the same Southeast Asian people, and we hang out
Yeah.
together. That was the good days. So, but there are so many people here that might haven't known you yet, and they want to know you
Yeah.
more. Ash, can you introduce yourself a
Yes,
bit
hi.
about that?
So I am Donnie's friend, Ash. As he said, we worked together at Disney World in Florida. This was like 8 years ago, I think, in 2012.
We are we are so old. We are so
We are
old.
we're adults now, not babies anymore. But yeah, so basically, I live and work in Singapore. I was born and raised here, and I love traveling so much. Just like Donnie, Donnie's always like going everywhere, taking pictures. He's busy traveling all the time, but unfortunately, we can't do that now. Yeah, I've lived in places like Florida where I did that short internship with Donnie, and I went to hotel school in Switzerland as well, which was very fun. And obviously had a lot of time flying around Europe and exploring places to visit and eat at. So yeah, that's about it. And now I'm back in very hot and sunny Singapore, and life's good here.
Singapore.
Yeah.
So, since when did you come back to Singapore again? From the last time you studied in Switzerland?
I was away until 2016. So yeah, it's been three and a half years, I would say.
Hmm?
Well, yeah, 4 years. Sorry, I forgot that it's July 2020, but it's been 4 years since then. So yeah,
Yeah. The time goes fast because
it
we pretty
does.
much stopped doing everything for the last 3 months. Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying? I didn't catch you there.
Yeah, we didn't do much anything like the last 3 months because of the
Yeah,
pandemic.
I
So
know it's
seems like
impossible to
time goes
move. How
fast.
how is everything in Jakarta? Do you get to go out much or meet
Um,
people?
well, people start to like do lockdown, like independence lockdown, try to obey everything, and people just try to stay at home. But then, as you know, Ramadan, right?
Yes,
Last month.
yes. Yes. Yeah.
Ramadan, and one of the habit of people is like before the fasting break, before 6 p.m., maybe about 4 or 5 p.m. ish,
Mm-hmm.
people like to go out and look for meals
Oh,
for
yes.
fasting break.
For buka
So
puasa, yeah.
people, yeah, buka puasa. So day by day, people start to realize that, oh, I'm going out now today, and there's nothing happened. So the whole month of Ramadan become a very busy day, and after that, people just like, okay, we survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
Oh,
rules,
that's
the
good.
regulations are there, but people still ignoring it.
Yeah.
People still just like, yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean. But how about Singapore though? Singapore, I think pretty much doing good for this thing, right? I know that
Yeah.
many of many foreigners come to Singapore, but then like this thing happened. So what happened there?
Mhm.
What regulations happened?
So basically, we are in what you call phase two of quarantine now. So phase one was where we were just at home, and you're not allowed to visit anyone or have anyone over. And yeah, restaurants were closed, bars were closed. It was only delivery, takeaway, like very strict. And obviously, you wear a mask when you're out. Only if you're running, if you're exercising and running on the streets, then you can have your mask off. But once you stop, like if you stop to warm up or like stop to breathe, you need your mask back on. So it was very
Yeah.
strict. But now we're in phase two. You can visit your family, you can visit your friends, but in any one company up to 5 people. Bars and restaurants are open again, but most of them are only taking reservations just to make sure that you ensure social distancing. Yeah, so it's going pretty okay for now, but it's also nice to go out, and be able to meet people. Because to be honest, like it affects your mental health a bit. Like if you stay at home for so long, I'm sure it's the same for you and
Hmm.
everyone. Like if you don't get to go out, you don't get to meet or interact with people as much as you used to. But obviously, also most of the working population who are not in essential services are working at home. And this hasn't changed. So we're still working from home. Most companies are like that. And I guess that's the new normal, and it's pretty good. I think it's probably the way the future is going to be. If anything much changes, like this is something that we already know how to do, and it's great. Yeah.
Hmm. So I believe also it's becoming really hard for Singaporean because I know that most Singaporean actually spend most of their daytime outside, right?
Yeah,
Like you
it's
work and
true.
you're outside up until you finish, then you come home. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, because when us Indonesian going there, I know for sure Singapore is really busy. Not only tourists,
Mm-hmm.
but also the Singaporean also like working and then like also walking around, studying. Everybody just outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So I
true.
think it's will be chill. So
Yeah.
Orchard Road is closed. Yeah,
Well, it's
Orchard Road is closed.
reopening again now. It's the same thing. Like before you enter malls, like you have to like scan the QR code to, register yourself before you go in, get your temperature checked. So yeah, there are procedures to it, but obviously maintaining social distancing. I was a bit surprised actually because it's quite crowded now, which makes me a little bit
Ah.
worried. Like I'll be hoping that everyone is still maintaining distance from each other, but I guess everyone got really excited about shopping again and eating out again because now you
Mhm.
can dine at restaurants as well. So yeah, I just hope it's good. Like people are shopping, people are eating out, people are going to bars. I mean, besides Orchard Road, there are a lot other places, like even in the CBD, where all these nice bars and restaurants are at. Like all of that's opening up as well, and very busy actually. They're doing really well. So I mean, I'm happy for them because they haven't had much business with delivery and takeaway, in the past months.
Mhm.
So yeah, and the retail shops are up again. Not all of them survived, so some of them actually did shut down after some time because they weren't able to sustain, and that's really sad. But yeah, most of them who made it are back and up and running again. So that's good. You love Orchard Road, don't you? I remember the last time you were
I
here and you were just hanging out there the
we
whole
were
time,
like
and you.
we were like binging on Hainan chicken rice
Yeah,
together. Like, okay,
we
what
did.
what can we eat for two? And then we ended up ordering for 10 people. I don't know what
We
happened.
got this like huge like platter, and I was like, I've never had this in my life. And you were like, no, you just gotta try everything. I was like, sure, I'll try everything. Yeah, but that was good. That
All
was
right.
good.
That was a good time. Anyway, so Singapore, uniquely Singapore. Is there any
Hmm.
history, by the way, why Singapore is becoming very developed tourism hotspot? Like how the government handling it. Like Singapore Tourism Board is really, really good. Is
Yeah,
there any
yeah.
history and culture between the people? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would say that essentially when we gained independence, right, in 1965, and our late ex-Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, he kind of had this idea to turn us into this, tourism hotspot because obviously because of our location, like in the past, like when we were fishing village and when we were found out, they realized like, hey, Singapore's a great trading spot as well because we're in the middle of everything. Like, I mean, we're sandwiched between Malaysia and Indonesia, left, right, center, and it's a great way to just stop by and keep going or like fuel up your tank and keep going. So we were obviously a fishing village turned trading spot, and now it's where everyone stops over like through the airport when they have stopovers like from Australia, even Indonesia, I believe. Like a lot of the flights come through here for international
Well,
flights. Um, you stop here for a day or two, but that's basically the gist of it. And I feel like the history of it was just that we were lucky enough to be in this strategic location. If any other country was here, I feel like it would be the same, and that's like uniquely Singapore. But yeah, that's what I feel it is. Yeah.
mhm. I think so as well. The location is just like the key factor from Singapore.
Yeah.
And I think the other part is what I mean, like we talk about what existed already there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not just the
Mm-hmm.
location, but also about the
Mm-hmm.
multicultural, because there are many cultures there. There's also
Correct.
Western influence from Sir Stamford Raffles as well, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So lots of things happen there. That's what we don't really have here a lot in Indonesia. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we like to go to Singapore because it's really modern.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
one of the good things that implemented by your government is about the strict regulation on being clean, like
Yeah.
being, yeah, clean, clean
Yeah.
for sure, clean,
Yeah.
clean, clean,
Yeah.
clean, clean.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. Like it's quite interesting because I honestly, I can't imagine, or maybe I just don't know of like any other country where it's such a melting pot. Maybe Malaysia, obviously, and a lot of major cities in the world, like New York or London, etc. But within Singapore itself, because like we live around obviously the major ethnicities of like Chinese, Malays, and Indians, and then you've got a lot of expats that come from expats and immigrants that come from everywhere. So that really just brings us all into like one culture. And I think what's also uniquely Singapore is Singlish because this can't be like mistaken for like any other language in the world. Like people confuse that a lot with Malaysia, right? Because they say that, oh, even in Malaysia you have Chinese, Malays, and Indians. But I feel like Manglish in a way is quite different because like it's majority Malay influence, and in Singapore it's like majority Chinese influence. So like even the words that we say or the way we use la in a sentence might be slightly different, you know. So I'm sure you still get
Mm-hmm.
corrected because sometimes you don't use la properly, but it's okay. I teach you next time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. There are many. Singlish is actually becoming the trademark as well from Singapore. I don't know why. Like every time, like I go to Singapore, I automatically adapt my English
Yeah,
way of speaking into Singaporean English.
yeah,
Like with
yeah,
no can, with yes can,
yeah.
chipla or something like that. I don't know.
Can.
It's something infectious about
Yeah,
Singapore. I love it
yeah,
so much. So Singlish is always there. So I'm
yeah.
sorry, it's not on my list of questions that I showed you, but
Oh,
Singlish,
no,
it's
yeah.
something that created by time, or is it always there before?
It's pretty much always been here, but it wasn't so when like my great grandparents or grandparents moved to Singapore from India, and they everyone spoke in Malay because that was the native language of Singapore. And after a while,
Mm-hmm.
they decided that like we needed one common language that bonded everyone together, and then it became English, obviously because of being colonized by the British. But this was very interesting because then you still have your remaining languages like left and the words that you still used to use, like Hokkien, Cantonese, Malay, Tamil, like, all these things come together, and then you start using different words to emphasize your sentence that is basically English, right? So yeah, that's pretty much how it came about. But everyone just still speaks their own mother tongue. So like I would still speak Tamil to my grandmother, but everyone else speaks Singlish at home. We say we speak
Mm-hmm.
English at home, but really we speak Singlish at home. Yeah.
I'm curious though. I'm curious. At your school, in the schooling
Mm-hmm.
system in
Yeah.
Singapore, can you
Mm-hmm.
get away? Do you have to use proper English, or can you get away with using Singlish?
You have to speak proper English. So, like, it's frowned upon. Like, if you're in class and you start speaking Singlish, because then the teachers would correct you, especially if it's English class or like literature or history
Okay.
or something like that, where like you're supposed to speak in good English. You will probably get into a bit of trouble. But yeah, like, and then if it's your mother tongue or your second language class, like you are supposed to speak in that second language in that class. So yeah, if you speak Singlish, like you will get corrected, like in school. But obviously, when you're with your friends, as soon as you're out of class, like it's okay. You can just speak whatever whatever
Oh, okay.
Singlish you want. Yeah.
I'm just wondering what the teachers is using when they like scold you or something like that. But
Yeah, they
that's
would
for
they would
sure.
still use
English will be using
Singlish,
English.
but yeah, they would try and speak proper English at least. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So Singapore, as one of the program that being offered by the government, by the
Mm-hmm.
Singapore Tourism Board, is
Mm-hmm.
festivals and
Mm-hmm.
events. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you created the Formula One arena. You have many
Yes.
festivals. In one year, do you know how many festivals actually existed in Singapore? Like, can you like mention some that you
There's
know?
so many. Okay, so when you say events, right, there's like Formula One. There's a lot of music events, like Ultra Music Festival. Was it Garden Beats? And then we also had Neon Lights and a lot of music festivals where
Neon
basically
lights.
artists from like all over the world come. We actually have a lot of tourists from around Asia, like Malaysians, Indonesians, like Thai people that come to Singapore to attend these festivals. But besides that, like other kinds of festivals would be like religious festivals, like um, Deepavali is like a Hindu religious festival. You have Chinese New Year, you have Eid. And this is all very interesting because you've got your own like heritage areas like Chinatown, Little India, Arab Street, where they decorate the streets and like, the lights, the lampposts and things like that. And everyone's like selling like the pastries and snacks like everywhere.
Oh
And
yeah.
like tourists like to like go to these spots and see what's happening also. So I think that would be it. Like if you say like religious festivals, and then obviously we have Chingay, which I honestly have not attended ever before, and I don't know anyone who's
What is
attended
that?
it. Chingay, have you heard of Chingay? It's
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
this.
no, no, no.
It's a floating parade, but I think it's essentially like it's more a Chinese culture thing. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but
Ah,
it's this huge
I,
floats that
I,
yeah, that go on the
is it
streets.
Cheng Ho? Is it
Chingay.
Cheng Ho? How you write it? Chengge? Okay,
It's
maybe I'll
yeah,
Google that.
Chingay. But yeah, but like I feel like that's kind of like something that maybe the older generation would like. But for us, like people like us, like Formula One is great, like Ultra Music Festival, and obviously the religious festivals and getting to go to these different like heritage areas and experience the food and culture. I think yeah, that would be it. But we probably yeah have a like a good amount, like probably 10 events in a year, I would say. That like
In a
people
year,
look.
every
Yeah,
every month, I think, yeah,
yeah,
almost every month.
yeah. You would say that. I mean, I would count Christmas as well because during Christmas, if you've been to Orchard Road, like they've got these lights on the
Mm-hmm.
streets. Like music's playing and they spend a lot of money on the decorations and things like that. And as a child, like it was very exciting to like have your parents drive through Orchard Road and you get to see these lights at
Yeah.
night. yeah, even until today, like my grandma like still talks about it, and she's like, "Oh yeah, during like Christmas, it would be nice to like drive through Orchard Road and see the lights at night, like from your car." So
Mhm.
like it's like tropical Christmas, but with lights.
Um, there is two events that are being anticipated by most Indonesian, I think,
Hmm.
but I don't know if it's going to be happening or not because it's coming. It's supposed to be coming in August, July, August, which is Singapore Great Sale and also Singapore Food Festival, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be happening this year? I don't think so.
I
Yeah.
No, I don't think so because they obviously already if you look at the Formula One website now, this is definitely not happening in Singapore. So I don't think the food festival will be going on, which is very sad, and the Great Singapore Sale obviously for tourists because I feel like the Great Singapore Sale reaches out to tourists more than Singaporeans because you get a
Yeah, I know.
rebate or something, right? Yeah,
I,
which we
I never
don't.
really use it. Yeah, I never
Yeah,
really use it though. You
yeah,
can find
so
always sale everywhere in Singapore. Doesn't have to be waiting for that festival, the great
yeah,
sale. But I mean, like, I never see the difference.
yeah,
Honestly, according to myself, but
yeah,
yeah, it's just like the hype and everything is really, really good because you have to
yeah.
use coupons, you have to like things like that, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah,
vouchers,
true. I think you
right?
really have to be like savvy. Like you need to be one of those people that knows how to like find proper discounts for what you want. And then it's good. But now we've got
Mm-hmm.
like so many apps and like different websites and Telegram group chats and yeah, just different areas of like finding discounts and yeah, and lobang. We like to call it lobang here where it's
Mm-hmm.
another word that we
Lobang.
use for discount. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
what's the best lobang that you know? Yeah, so
Yeah,
but it's really sad. I'm sad about the food festival because this is something that I'll obviously love to go to. Like, you just get to go to one place and like try all the different foods in like one afternoon,
yeah,
and then maybe the next day you go on a diet and like just yeah, don't think about it.
which is not happening. Um, anyway, can I ask you questions? I know that most
Yes.
Indonesian comes
Mm-hmm.
on the weekend, right? Most Indonesian comes on the
Yeah.
long weekend or weekend.
Yeah.
Do you feel the difference between weekdays and weekends there?
For sure. Like I'm sometimes
For sure.
afraid to go out on the weekends because it's so crowded outside. Like, but then maybe because I'm just like a homebody, like someone that like just likes to stay at home and do nothing. But yeah, like if you go to bars and restaurants and malls on the weekend, it's a lot of people, and you can tell that like some of these people are tourists that are passing through, or yeah, maybe here for the weekend. And obviously because most of us also work Monday to Fridays, and then on the weekends the only time you get to go out shopping. So it's like this buzz of people everywhere. But yeah, I mean it's good. Like I guess it's a good idea to have a weekend trip because we're not also such a big country to be doing anything for more than 3 or 4 days. Like it's good to come
Mhm,
like quickly do some shopping and like eat at like a few good like food courts, hawkers, or restaurants, and then go. Yeah,
mhm.
then you're done. Yeah.
Yeah, correct, correct. I agree with you. And one of the most interesting, as I mentioned before, Singapore were being clean, being good
Yeah.
at regulations, and being strict.
Yeah.
Us Indonesian, who sometimes, for us, infamous to be a bit naughty in obeying regulations. But when we come to Singapore, we always obey whatever Singaporeans put. Well, at least that's what you put on all the T-shirts and all things. You
Yeah.
know, like how much fine that we get if we
Yeah.
litter, things like that. Is
Yeah.
there
It's a
any
good
history? Who came up
reminder.
with that? Who came up with that? Who came up with
Um,
that? Who came up with the regulation?
I think this also has something to do a little bit with when we were trying to turn ourselves into like this tourism like hotspot, right, or hotspot. And obviously, one issue that we had was cleanliness because we still had chewing gum back in the day, and it's a very it could be I don't know if it's just an Asian thing. I don't want to say that, but like people tend to spit everywhere without acknowledging like personal hygiene or the hygiene of other people or anything like that. So, okay, obviously, whenever whenever they decided that we need to turn ourselves into a tourism hotspot, one thing we have to do is give this entire country a spring cleaning. And they couldn't obviously do that overnight. So they said, okay, you're going to get fined for spitting, for throwing food, cigarette butts, and chewing gum. Because one of the problems we had with chewing gum was also like people just spat it on train tracks, you know, the MRT train tracks, and
Mm.
that disrupted service. So they say we cannot have this happening all the time. Like if we want to have efficient transport service for tourists that come through. So that's how it happened. And essentially, as soon as you put in a fine, everyone starts to get scared, and they don't want to like pay like 50 or $300 for getting caught for littering. So they're just not going to do it. And I guess it's good
Mm.
that you mentioned it, because I didn't realize that even tourists would like abide by the rules because they're scared to get fined. So like they would come here and be like, okay, we have to be clean as well and not throw our litter everywhere, which is it's great. Like it's good to know. It's interesting, but it's good to know.
But I always wonder, is there monitoring everywhere? Are like people really like gonna scold you or like um or like report you to the authority if they see you like I don't know,
Hmm.
litter or something like that? Like
I think
if I
if
litter, I know there's no police, right? I know no CCTV, no police, but I litter. Would
yeah.
someone like scold me or like report me to the authority or something like that?
I think if someone wants to be a snitch, they will do it. Like if they're like, "Oh, I see that guy
Oh,
there. He just dropped something, and I'm gonna report him." Like they probably will do that. But I assume there are also plainclothes, civilian clothed officers that are walking around, especially in areas like Orchard Road or places that are a bit more crowded than usual.
right.
But that doesn't mean that this doesn't happen in the heartlands as well, like in the suburbs or the neighborhoods, because I've heard people get caught for like jaywalking or littering or like throwing cigarette butts and things like that, even there. So I'm sure there's people around having a lookout, but it's also a good personal habit, right? It's kind of like wanting to keep your home clean. Why would you go out and like dirty the streets, you know? Like you treat it
Yeah,
like your home as well. So yeah, that's
the
but don't worry.
sense of belonging.
I don't think anyone would like come at you and be like, "Hey, Donnie, you just dropped that. I'm gonna call the police." Like,
Unless if that person is a police officer wearing
yeah,
a normal clothes, as you
yeah,
mentioned, yeah.
yeah. But they
So
could
be
also
careful,
like,
guys.
yeah, be careful, be careful. But like, there could also be, like I said, just people who are bored and they're like, "Okay, I need this guy to get into trouble for littering now."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I know.
yeah.
Okay, what else about Singapore? Oh yeah, Singapore Airlines, which is connected
Ooh,
to Singapore Airlines, is always famous as one of the best airlines because
yeah.
of the service, punctuality, and one of the main factor is the Singaporean girls, the Singaporean flight attendant.
Yes, the
Yeah, with
Singapore
all the
girl.
demure and poised
Yeah,
look, things like that.
yeah.
Um, as it is becoming the icon of Singapore tourism,
Mm-hmm.
of course you have the batik, the
Mm-hmm.
Singapore Airlines batik and everywhere, and also the girls. Is it a very famous profession? Like every girl's dream to become Singapore Airlines? I know, maybe you're not, but I don't know. In majority,
No,
or maybe
yeah.
you have thought of that. What happened?
No, not really. I like to everyone's surprise, I think not really. I don't really know someone who's like, oh, I want to become a Singapore girl. I'm pretty sure that there are like kids, you know, like girls that like go on the plane and they will be like, oh, they're so pretty, and like, you know, they have a certain hairstyle, like they have a certain like nail color, they have certain lip color, like they all look like dolls. Yeah, like you said, like they're very poised. Maybe not demure. Demure is like not the best word, but like very poised, elegant, and they're like,
Oh,
you
it's
know,
elegant.
yeah, and they're like, okay, I'm at like coffee tea or me, like, but they're also handling this like carriage, and at the same time they're so strong, they're like helping you with your bags and things like that.
Yes.
But I would I've had friends who worked for the airline before, and it is definitely of like really high standards, and it's something that like people look up to, look forward to as well. Like have you flown on Singapore Airlines a couple of times yourself?
Oh, several times, many times,
Wow,
but
okay.
I think the last time was last Chinese New Year, I went with Singapore Airlines, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, but
Mm.
like I said, I mean, if you want to become a Singapore girl, I'm sure you could go for an audition and then find out like, what standards they have. But
You know what? Even if I do a sex change,
I
my waist will not
will not
be
allow
eligible
it.
for Singapore. Their waist is like
Yeah.
this much.
Yeah, so yeah, I believe that they have like certain standards to it because the kebaya is also such a poised outfit, right? And like it looks really great on like slim women. Even I don't think like I could look good in a kebaya, and like it's got a lot of like value to it because it was obviously designed by like Pierre Belmain. You know Belmain, the designer. Um,
No, no,
Belmain,
I don't.
but he's like quite a famous designer. But because there's so much like standard to it and like class and beauty to it. Like you also have to like look good in it and have the body for it. So yeah, it's obviously that. But I correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that like in like Indonesia and like just places around Asia where women actually like look up to like SQ flight attendants as like a standard of beauty, and they would be like, oh, I want to actually work with the Singapore Airlines and be a flight attendant. Is that true?
It is somehow true. Some of my friends who are a flight attendant, I just talked
Mm-hmm.
to someone last week as well with my
Mm-hmm.
friend who's a flight attendant of Garuda. They actually also also applied and snatched by Singapore Airlines. So they work at Singapore
Mm.
Airlines, but somehow they move back to Garuda Indonesia. Maybe
Okay.
maybe they don't allow them to eat. No, just kidding.
Oh, no, I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
they
I mean,
eat.
like the standard is that like Singapore Airlines, because of the service,
Mm-hmm.
because of the award-winning airlines as well, just like Garuda, and I think, of course, the income level is we expect
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
someone who's not working there, we expect supposed to be higher than what they probably get in
Mm-hmm.
Indonesia. So I
Mm-hmm.
think
Yeah, yeah.
it's one of
The
the
factors.
dream, yeah, the factor, yeah,
Yeah.
for girls who want to be flight attendants to be hired and work for Singapore
Yeah.
Airlines.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so. And
Interesting.
second, maybe like Emirates or Etihad, all those
Mm-hmm.
Uni Emirates airlines, things like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah. But Garuda is also good. They love being in
Yeah.
Garuda Indonesia as well. Have
The
you
food
been
is so
flying with
good.
Garuda Indonesia?
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
really like the food. Like I
yeah,
travel
yeah,
for food, as you know. And like
yeah,
yeah, Garuda is good and Thai Airways also was pretty good. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't look forward to service as much, like unless if I'm paying like a lot of money for it, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, like if it's decent, it's good. Like I don't like us coming from the hospitality industry. I feel like we kind of have a certain standard for that, but we're also very nice, like we're nice to service people
Mhm.
because we know what it's like and like we know the experiences of it. So I'll be happy if someone can give me like the minimum required service. I don't need someone to go like above and beyond, but I think I
Mhm.
assume Singapore Airlines does a really good job with this. I haven't flown with them for a very long time, but and obviously not this year. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry if I may ask you this. This is
No.
not on the uh, list of questions that I presented to you before.
Yeah, go ahead.
You studied in you work in America.
Yeah.
You feel of you experienced the hospitality working in the hospitality industry in
Mm-hmm.
United States like I did,
Mm-hmm.
and then you also studied in Switzerland. I believe you also have the experience of
Mm-hmm.
hospitality in Switzerland
Yeah.
in several countries as well, and
Mm-hmm.
then you also work in hotel in Singapore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before.
Yeah.
So do you feel the difference of the value of Singapore hospitality that being implemented inside the Singaporean hotel?
Definitely, like I feel like as much as we're like, East meets West here, we have a lot of like standards in terms of our service standards are very Asian in that sense, like East Asian in that sense where it's a lot of respect and it's a lot of like customers first and you go above and beyond to do all of that. I felt like for example, in the US, like culturally, it's okay to like have a casual chat with your customers or your guests, anyone that's coming through the park. Like you would know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when you could just have a casual chat with someone and it doesn't feel like forced, or you're just asking them how their day is. The same in Switzerland. Like I feel over there. It's easier to be a bit more relaxed and feel comfortable, and it feels like it's almost easier to smile to guests
Mm-hmm.
when it's less forced. But over here, because it's so by the books, like go by and be like, okay, like you can't say certain things, you can't do certain things, your hair has to look a certain way. Like over here, I only worked at a hotel front desk. That's my only like hotel experience that I've had. And it was a five-star hotel along Orchard Road. So that probably also explains.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very close to a hospital that a lot of like people around Southeast Asia would come and visit and get their surgeries done. So I think there was also a standard that like you have to be a good representative as like for the country and for the brand, etc. But yeah, culturally here, I feel like it's still very Asian in that sense, like that it's always like customers first, and um, that's just me, but some people might think it's different. So personally, I would prefer not to work here in the hotel industry. But like, but then again, it's okay. Like I feel like if you go to a more like casual like hotel, like I think like hostels would be really fun as well to work at.
Or
Um,
resort as well.
Exactly, like at resorts where like people are more chill because you know that they just come to relax, right? And they're not
Mm-hmm.
there for like business, or like they're not there for medical reasons or anything like that. So yeah, maybe didn't think about that, but yes,
Maybe.
yeah.
Okay, this is this. Okay, I work at hotel school, as you know, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I have student asking me, I don't know for sure yet if I want to work at hotels.
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
but if I study in hospitality management,
mm-hmm.
will I be able to work? Will I be get knowledge to work in other fields in corporate?
Yeah.
And you are
Okay.
now working in non-hospitality, right? You're more into a
Correct.
corporate
Yeah.
world now.
Yeah.
So do you think is there any knowledge that you learned from hospitality management study that now
Mm-hmm.
you can implement that
Okay.
useful for you?
Definitely. Like, okay, this is like to give you an idea of what I did and what I was doing now. So when I came out of university in Switzerland and I came back to Singapore, I was working with previously what was known as the Starwood Group, which is now Marriott,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I was in a sales role. It was inside sales. So like you get inbound inquiries for sales, you're booking hotel rooms, like basically making reservations. And that gave me sales experience. And I was also working the Australia, New Zealand market. I surprisingly decided to try cybersecurity because I heard that the money was really good. So when I was about to leave Starwood, I decided, okay, I'm just going to go for this interview and find out what I can bring to cybersecurity. And this was for a role in sales and also for the Australia, New Zealand market. So I thought, you know what, I'll try it out. And I got hired. And honestly, like you
Mm-hmm.
take so many experiences with you because number one, personally, I feel like I have a bit of an international exposure from having worked with so many different people and cultures around the world. And I could obviously bring that here. And you don't necessarily have to work in a hotel if you graduate from hotel school. There's so many things you can do because I also worked in events. So whether it's like tech events, whether it's like hospitality events or anything like that, trade shows and things like mice events, basically. You could do anything like that. Like you could work in hotels, like you could even work in restaurants. I feel like it's whatever floats your boat, or you go with what you're most comfortable with. For example, like I really love the restaurant environment as well, but in the long run, I feel like it's something that will be really tiring. Like it's so fruitful and it's really fun. Um, but yeah, in the long run, like if you want to have kids and like you want to settle down and get married and you want to have the weekends, Maybe not so much, but I feel like for like a few years, like it's a good experience to have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's always a different preference from different people. Yeah,
Yeah.
teman-teman. So like Ash is work at hotel, but now she work at cybersecurity, but still in the sales and
Yes.
marketing division. If I'm not
Mm.
mistaken. So basically, this is according to my experience as well. This is one thing that maybe some of our younger students from high school asking me, is it definitely going to hotels and what studying at the university looks like.
Mm.
Basically, when you study management side, you study management, all
Mm.
the theory of management are the same.
Mm.
But because you're studying at hospitality management, the case study at what you
Mm.
discuss is focused on hospitality,
Yeah.
which is one type of industry, one type of company. There's a sales, HR, and everything. But then, like the theory is the same. You can still work at other
Mm.
company, not necessarily has to be hotels.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I should agree with that as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Whatever it is, like you are
Okay.
bringing your skills to it. So I feel like you should never be afraid to try and honestly just apply for like as many jobs as you can within your interest. And like you really never know. Like you might not fit the branding or the standards of a certain company, but like you could always try another one and like, maybe bring something different to them as well. So like I think that the one thing a lot of students should let go of is the fear and like, just go out there and like get everything you want. Like just
Yes.
apply for as many things as
Yes.
you want. And I feel like if you have the attitude to even like start and begin to go into the hospitality industry, I'm sure like you don't have a problem like, fighting for what job you want as well. So yeah, like I honestly think like people in the industry are like warriors because they get to do everything, like, a little bit of everything and they come out like very skilled. So don't worry, guys. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And believe me, once you are joining the hospitality management studies, it's also shaped you to become more. If you are already a people person, yes, you are a people person. But if
Hmm.
you're not yet, I think it will give you the environment of and opportunities to know new people
Yeah,
and build your new network, which is going to be very useful for your future
for
wherever you
sure.
want to go, wherever you want to work. Yeah,
Yeah,
just like what Ash did, which is
exactly.
having a tremendous network, like me from Indonesia.
Like that.
Okay, let's go to the fun part. Okay, shopping beside Bugis Orchard or Mustafa Center.
Ooh,
Is it true you
okay.
can find cheaper price in different places or shopping center? If yes, recommend us the name of the places because I want to know for sure. I'm
Oh,
sick of
okay.
shopping there. I'm gonna put my mom there and let her shop around, and I will go somewhere else cheaper.
Yeah, you can do that. Actually, maybe you want to take your mom to the other places as well. But depending on what you like, I go to places like IMM. I don't know if you've heard of IMM. It's like in the far
No,
west.
that's why I'm asking. What is IMM and
Okay,
how
so
much cheaper is it?
IMM is like I would say it's like a 30-minute ride from the center. So like if you're at the Orchard Road area, it's like about 20 to 30 minutes to like take a taxi out, but it's so worth it because it's basically an outlet mall. I wouldn't say it's the cheapest outlet mall, but it's so much cheaper than what you would get, in Orchard Road. My favorite places to go to are like Charles and Keith, Nike
Mm-hmm.
factory outlet, where you get all these sports good and stuff. Eldo, Nine West, like so many shoes, like different brands of shoes that. And recently, when I went there, probably a few months back, they had a Havaianas atrium sale. So you buy like
Mm-hmm.
maybe you would have to buy at least like two pieces to get a discount for these kind of atrium sales. Atrium sales is basically like in the middle of the mall where like it's
Mm-hmm.
bulk sales of like different sizes and like designs of shoes that were past seasons. So IMM, this place is in Jurong East, and this is somewhere you have to go. And another thing I realized is that people like to buy electronics, right? And they
Yes.
usually go to like Mustafa Center, even Orchard Road. They like to go to Orchard Road, and there's like the Big Apple store there, and also they like to go there. But somewhere else that's great for not just electronics but electronic accessories is Simlim, which is near Bugis.
Simlim.
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is also another place where if you have a broken, like a broken phone or anything that needs fixing, like an iPad that needs fixing or whatever, you can go there and they would fix it for pretty cheap. Yeah, and like you can, and the best thing you can do is that you walk around a few stores and you can ask them you can consult with them for free. You can show them what you need, what needs to be fixed, and then they will tell you a price. And then you could go shopping for fixing your
Yeah.
electronics.
Go
So
to the
this,
other comparison. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You can't really bargain, but you can check different prices. So this is one thing you can do. And like obviously you can buy phones and speakers and all that. And speaking of which, another good time to come here is during the IT fair. I think it's once or twice a year, if I'm not wrong, but this year is definitely not going to happen because of COVID-19. So you can check out the IT fair for really cheap electronics as well. I've bought like things like speakers there and like aux cords and things like that, and then they all come with bulk discounts. So IMM, Simlim, and check out the IT fair. It really depends.
IT fair.
And one thing for girls that like shopping for sustainable clothing as in, you know, pre-loved clothing, secondhand clothes essentially. I know not everybody likes this, but flea markets are something that are getting very popular here. And if you go to Scape, it's SCAPE, Scape, this like market area, they just set up like pop-up stands and tables, and like people can sell their pre-used clothes for really cheap. And sometimes you get pieces for $10. I mean, I don't really like buying new clothes because I feel like, you know, a lot of carbon emissions and all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's always good to check out one of these places as well. They have like Facebook pages for it, and it's at Somerset MRT station, so it's along the Orchard Road belt as well. And this usually
Is it
happens.
every day?
No, it's only on Saturdays and Sundays, but it's not every Saturday and Sunday either. So like you need to check, like if you go to Scape, like they usually have little posters, or you can just ask the people that work there like when they're going to have it. There's usually about 20 to 30 stalls like set up, just selling like, and not all of them are like old clothes as well. There are a few blog shops. Blog shops are like very small retail businesses that
Mm-hmm.
sell like women's clothes. So that is another thing that they do there. So this is good
Mm-hmm.
to check out. You can
Um,
leave your mom at IMM also, and then you do your own shopping like
well,
that.
it's gonna be cool because he always stays on 313 Orchard
uh
Gateway. Yeah.
yeah, oh
For
no.
for Zara, for yes, it's still shop Forever 21, Uniqlo and
Yeah.
everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'd rather go somewhere else. So IMM is also reachable with MRT or not?
Yes, so you get off at Jurong East, which is
Oh, Jurong.
Jurong East, which is the closest MRT to IMM, and then it's just like a very short walk I wouldn't say short, maybe like 10 minutes from the MRT.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
10 minutes for Singaporean is like 30 minutes for Indonesian.
yeah, or you can just take the taxi like from wherever you are, like that will be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So IMM guys for a cheaper
Mm-hmm.
price for branded stuff, and then Simlim and the IT festival if you want to buy
Mm-hmm.
IT in Singapore, and then if you want to buy pre-loved or also more sustainable clothing and shopping, you can go to Skip Market, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is in
Yes.
Somerset. So it's basically
Yeah.
so it's not inside the 313, yeah. It's actually
No.
behind, is it?
It's
It's behind, right?
yes, yeah. If you say it is behind. It's closer to where Cine Leisure is. Do you know Cine Leisure?
Okay,
Mm,
okay. The post office in
yes.
Malaysia. No, no, it's
It's
Kata in Malaysia, right?
yeah, like
You-
Cathay Cine Leisure. So it's near there. It's just behind it. But it's a bit of a walk from Somerset, but not in 313.
Oke, oke.
Yeah.
Jadi teman-teman kalau di Orchard, you know H&M, just take a turn, cross in
Mm-hmm.
Malaysia, and then just go further up. There's Cape Market. So
Yeah.
basically behind it, you of course right, H&M's in Malaysia, and then like, you go further there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, fast questions for fast answers. Recommendation, okay?
Oh.
For food, okay? Okay, this is a fast trivia about Singaporean food. So please
Okay.
recommend us where to find the best,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Answer it quickly, the best nasi lemak.
Oh, Coconut Club.
Where about?
Okay,
Which
so
area? Which area? Kota Club, which area?
it's in the CBD, but this is my personal preference. Some people like Chongpang. Do you know Chongpang? So Chongpang
No,
is
I
is
no, I have no idea.
oh, okay. So yeah, Chongpang and Coconut Club are like two really good ones. My
So
favorite is
Coconut Club,
mhm,
Coconut Club is in CBD. Pampang
yes.
is in CBD as well.
No, Chongpang, where is that again? I think it's Sembawang or Woodlands. But so the thing is,
Oh,
these
Woodland.
places are not really the usual places that people go to, right? Because everyone likes to be in like Orchard and Marina Bay Sands area, but it's so worth it to like go out and just explore the neighborhoods and even yeah the CBD. I don't think a lot of people go to the CBD when they visit Singapore. Yeah, so Chongpang,
Well,
you do?
mm-hmm.
You
We can have
do?
no. I'm stuck with Food Republic, so yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, so
So
it is in
Chompang
Sembawang.
and Coconut Club.
Yeah, it's
Okay, okay. Sembawang,
Sembawang.
Chompang in Sembawang or
Yes.
Coconut Club in CBD.
Yeah.
Okay. And then second recommendation for the best Hainan chicken rice.
Buntong Kee.
Oh, I went there.
You
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 like
like
to
do you
go
like
there.
it?
Buntong Fu. I like the fried tofu
Okay,
and
so
the shrimp as
it
well.
depends because if you like roasted chicken rice, you will like Buntong Kee because I like roasted. I don't like the steamed one. So that's my
Oh, the
favorite.
roasted is better. The roasted is better. Oh, because my family was always ordered the white chicken one, and we never ordered the
Uh,
roasted one.
yeah, I
I should
only
try next time.
yeah, next time order the roast one. Like that's better. But that's
Mm.
just me. So if your parents want to eat the steamed one, let them do it. It's fine.
So
Yeah.
Buntongki is somewhere in
They have a
near
few. They have like three
near
or
Bugis.
four. There's one at Bukit Timah. Wait, let me just quickly check for you so I can tell you. And there's like one near like
There's
Novena.
one near Bugis, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. They're quite big now and they're all over the place. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised if there see there's one in like Ang Mo Kio. They're everywhere. Um,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Buntongki, guys.
Yes.
Buntongki for Hainan chicken rice.
Yes.
Okay. And then recommendation for the best roti prata.
Everywhere, man. Everywhere. It's like
Always good.
yeah, do you know Sin Ming? Sin
No.
Ming. This is also like in a hawker center. It's not like a restaurant or anything. But that again is like the best thing, right? With the Singaporean food is that none of the good stuff are in restaurants. Like it's all in hawker centers. And we have this thing called coin prata, which is like this small size and it looks like just a big coin. And that's been very popular lately because of this prata called Sin Ming. I can maybe give you the address for that as well. Let's just see if I
Mm.
can find it for you. Because I know during quarantine they were doing delivery, and like a lot of people were buying from them, so they were very busy. It's um it's in Upper
Hey,
Thomson. This
David. Mm.
Hey,
We have David.
hi.
Is this your friend?
Yes, we both do you know
Wow.
David as well? David used to
Really?
work at yeah, David used to work at Animal Kingdom. I'm
Oh,
not
that
sure.
David. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, 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 okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Um, and
David.
and David's running a really great like business with coffee, I believe now. And one of our friends,
Mm.
Paul, also moved to Singapore a few years back, and he was telling me all about David's coffee adventures. But yeah, anyway, this place with prata, it's called Sin Ming,
Sinming.
Sinming. Yeah,
Sin
Ming.
Min. Sinming. Okay,
Yes, Sin
Sinming.
Ming.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And okay, now where is the best chili crab?
Jumbo.
Where about is Jumbo?
Everywhere as well. Like they have chains now because they're so successful. Um,
Is it the one in East Coast? The one in the beach East Coast area?
there's a lot like okay. There's also Long Beach, which a lot of people confuse, but that's also really good. Long Beach is great.
Oh, Long Beach.
Jumbo is also great. Honestly, I think most places do chili crab really well, but if I can give you a tip, I don't like chili crab. I like pepper crab. Like
What's
um,
the difference?
it's nice to see you too, David. Well, pepper crab is just pepper, and chili crab, I guess, is just chili, right? But pepper crab is like a bit more spicier. It's like fiery. And there's this place called Eng Seng that my sister and I love.
Anything.
Yes, Engseng. Eng Seng. It's like in the east as well. Actually, the east side has a lot of good food. This is like one of my favorites. And you have to order a minimum of two crabs. Like you can't just order one. So even if you go there as like a single person, you need to have two crabs. Like imagine being
How
one
how much?
person. I really don't know, but it's pretty affordable because, and this is also in a hawker center. There's no air conditioning. You sometimes have to wait really long for your turn.
So
Um,
yeah. So when it's hot, it's gonna become hotter.
when it's hot, it's also really good. Like when there's no aircon, you know that is really good. So yeah, that would
Uh,
be my favorite.
okay. So nasi lemak was in Coconut Club,
Mm-hmm.
and then Hainan chicken rice will be in Buntongki.
Mm-hmm.
Roti prata will be in
Sinming.
where was it again?
Sinming,
Sinming,
yeah.
and then chili crab Sinming, and then chili crab will be in
Jumbo and Ingseng.
Jumbo Ingsing,
Mm-hmm.
Jumbo and Ingsing. But
Mm-hmm.
Ingsing is for the pepper crab,
Correct. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's
All right.
right.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything that I should know of? Nasi Padang is also famous there? No.
Yeah, but I feel like in Indonesia it's better. Like I
Yeah, of course.
I
Yeah,
don't
of
really
course.
like the nasi padang in Singapore. Like after I went to Bali and to Jakarta, I was very disappointed when I came back because it's not the same it's not the same flavors. So yeah, I miss like the galangal and the lemongrass and all of this, but they don't really use that here.
Mm,
So yeah.
yeah. There's this funny thing though. Lots of Indonesian goes to Singapore. But
Mm-hmm.
actually, can you share us the fact? Is
Mm-hmm.
there many Singaporean actually see Indonesia as a holiday destination?
Of course. Oh my God. Like I would love to go to Indonesia if I could, like if there wasn't COVID now. Like I would love to go. I really like Bali, but not the touristy areas, you know. I like
Mm.
the quieter parts of it, like where you can still go surfing and like enjoy the beach and all of that. But I love Balinese food as well, especially like on the street side and all of this, and like having a jamu every morning and things like that. So yeah,
Jamu?
yeah, like
Really? Gosh.
we love like we really like Indonesia and like um if we could go, like I said, we're surrounded, right? So we have Bintan and Batam nearby. Batam is like this tiny island that's like just maybe 30 minutes of a ferry ride away, and everyone likes to go there on weekends for like massages, like for cheap food and like I don't know, I guess shopping, like just like groceries and things like that as well. But and then they have go-karting. um there's a few other things that you can go there. Like they've got this like different parks, like where you could is it like wakeboarding or something like that? Like it's like
Yeah, wakeboarding, yeah,
yeah,
kinda,
so
yeah.
there's so many things that you can do, and like obviously like Indonesia is beautiful. I love the food like everywhere, like in Indonesia, and it's great. The only thing is that like I don't eat beef because like I'm Hindu, but I even then I've never had a problem like finding, really great, delicious food. And everywhere you go, I feel like different flavors, like there are different flavors. Like Balinese is a bit different from like what you have in
Hmm.
Jakarta, obviously, but like the food is good
Hmm.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's how Indonesia is. And yeah, one. So even Singaporean love to go to Indonesia,
Hmm.
where Indonesian love to go to Singapore. So we're like swapping tourists.
Oh my God, yeah, I'd love to go.
Okay. Hey, Ash, we have limited time, so we
Yeah,
have to catch up again soon. Have the part two probably.
yeah,
I will try to get all the recommendations that you mentioned into the captions of this recorded
yeah,
Instagram live later on.
yeah.
I would like to say thank you, but before closing,
No.
I just wanna share something with the audience. Basically, guys, this is an initiative from the hotel school because if you want to study hospitality management in Australia, hotel school is one of the best options. Okay, check out our Instagram at the.hotel.school.id for more information about hospitality management in the hotel school. And Ashwinnie, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Donnie. Thank you
Stay
everyone for
healthy and
watching.
stay
You
strong, stay
too.
safe.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay.